Today, Portland City Commissioners addressed the rise in gun violence, as we've already seen more than 100 shootings since the start of this year. Just last night, police say someone shot 3 men in Southeast Portland, one of them 5 times. They were able to walk to the hospital, and they're all expected to survive this. Our Fox 12's Sarah Hurwitz has been following this issue.
I have been asking city leaders for days on concrete solutions to ending gun violence. Today, Commissioner shared concern, but I did not hear specific plans. This is yet another community is rocked by gunfire. Bullet holes in the door, shattered glass, and neighbors pleading for help.
I call 911 at least once a week.
Randy Van Domelen lives near Southeast 122nd and heard multiple shots Tuesday night.
Just a typical night in Portland.
He says the shootings are so frequent, he's now bought body armor.
So I went and called 911. And I was on hold for 7 minutes. It's just not right. You know, it shouldn't be like this.
For days, I've been reaching out to city leaders asking for concrete solutions on how to end the rise in gun violence in Portland and have received no answers. On Tuesday, right around the time that I was sending emails to city commissioners, Mayor Ted Wheeler was tweeting about Dumpling Week. In a reply, I asked him why his office has not responded to my multiple requests for an interview on this issue, knowing that people in these neighborhoods fear for their safety nightly, and again, got no response.
Gun violence, as you know, has been on the rise in our city since December of 2019. We're seeing more shootings than we have in decades.
Wednesday, before its scheduled session, the council addressed the rise in gun violence.
All of us agree the time for action is now.
Starting with a video honoring all of the Portland shooting victims who died in 2020 and 2021.
Gun violence is a public health issue, and it's essential to diagnose and treat the problem just like we would a virus.
Commissioners shared emotion and concern, as well as general ideas on how to address the issue, but did not share specific plans. And they did not talk about the rise in shootings after the gun violence reduction team was dissolved.
It is our job as the council to provide that hope for these families who've been devastated, for a community who has to see us collectively setting a vision for where we're headed.
First, as the commissioner for the Bureau of Emergency Communications, I'm working with my staff to look at how we prioritize 911 calls. Our goal here is to make sure that we are getting the proper response to gun violence as soon as possible.
I reached back out to Commissioner Mingus Mapp's office today. I asked why the council did not address the GVRT. He said he was not on the council when this decision was made and, quote, though GVRT was disbanded, the officers and detectives who have decades of experience intervening on gun violence still work at the police bureau. Many of these officers are very familiar with individuals and communities overly impacted by gun violence. And Maps also said that we do have the tools to address this issue, but it's whether the city is going to get creative in using existing resources. I do have an interview lined up with Commissioner Maps tomorrow. You want to stay tuned for that. In Southeast Portland, Sarah Hurwitz, Fox 12 Oregon.